Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristina, aka Northwest Reader. Not mind my hair. Woof. And you're also going to hear my son in the background because he's awake. I thought I would do a weekly wrap-up. Reading. Yeah, I think we only finished like one book so far in August. But the only book I finished so far is The Ghost of Stormer Hill by Craig Walwork. It's the third and, as of right now, final book in the series, the trilogy of Tom Nolan series. The first one was Bad People. The second one, I never remember the name of it, something with the dolls, and then this one. Really good. I gave it 5 stars, but it was pretty solid. I obviously recommend reading the other 2 books, of course, and I would also read his other one, Heart of Glass, I believe is what it's called. That was the one I read before reading this one. I'm happy I did because there are characters from that book in this book because it's in the same world, and it was so good. In this one, Tom Nolan is trying to see, I don't want to even tell you what it's about because it's going to spoil things. He's trying to track down a leader of a cult kind of thing. That's all I'm gonna say, because each one has like serial killers and stuff, and in this one you get the perspective of one of the serial killers, one of the main person that's killing in the book, I guess you can say. And it's so good. It gives such the American Psycho vibes, and I was living for it. I kind of wish there was more perspectives from that person, but it was totally fine. I really enjoyed the ending. There was a lot of moments that were shocking and very plot twisty, like what Craig does best. This one reminded me so much of the first book, and it made me happy because I really liked the first one. And the second one, I thought it was good. It was like, it was okay. And then this one I really enjoyed. So I feel like it was a good way, if this is the end of it. I think Craig did a great job with ending the story if he ends it here. But very good. I highly recommend reading it. I don't read series. I don't like them. I just, and this was really good. I highly recommend it, especially if you like series and kind of detective horror aspects and stuff like that. But so good. 5 stars. And I think that's it that I read. I'm not even sure, but I'm just gonna go with it. Let's get into the books that I am currently reading. So right now I am reading, I have the dust jacket off, but I have the dust jacket, Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. I'm like halfway through. It's taking me a little bit of time. It's definitely a haunted house type of story, familial trauma and just PTSD stuff and just a possible serial killer. But this woman, she goes back home to take care of her mother because her mother is passing away or slowly dying in the house that she grew up in, and horrific things happened at the house involving her father, and she is just pretty much being triggered by being at home and reliving things, and slowly is revealing things to the reader. So they revealed more than I was expecting earlier in the first half of the book, which surprised me, but I'm curious to see where it's going to go. I don't mind it. I know this isn't getting the highest ratings from others, but unless the ending is really dumb, right around a 4 for me. So let's hope, because I love the cover. It's gorgeous. I just hope it's not as bad as other people make it seem. The next book I am currently reading is The Sentinel by Drew Starling. I am also halfway through, but is about this small town and a guy. He left on a trip and then he came back, and he is married. He has a 4-year-old and he has a wife, and they live in more of a secluded area where there's like 2 houses on the street type of thing in the farmland. That's what I'm picturing, like not farm, but away from people. And they have one neighbor. The guy, he is seeing this huge creature out by this lake or something across the street, across from their house, and he's becoming obsessed with it, and it's just weird things are happening. And I'm gonna make sure I don't spoil anything. Well, I mean, this kind of tells the back, but I read the back early on, but I forgot about it, so I didn't reread it whenever. Where is all this water coming from? I'm like freaking out because all my books are getting wet and it's upsetting me. Oh my god, my book is all wet. Anyways, what was I saying? I didn't read the back of it when I jumped back in, so a lot of the stuff that's on the back, it was a surprise to me, and I'm loving it so far. If you read the beginning of Stolen Tongues, it kind of gives me that vibe, but I never finished Stolen Tongues because I just heard it had issues with like Native American appropriation and just weird like stuff in it. I don't want to support that, even though it was a really creepy beginning. But this gives me the same vibes, but it's not appropriating anything, so I recommend that. I guess there's gonna be a sequel to this, so coming out pretty soon, so I'm going to finish this ASAP as possible, so that way I can get into the sequel, because I'm super pumped. But the author was nice enough to send this to me for my honest review, and so far I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. So good. And it's my first Drew Starling book, so yeah. The Sentinel. No, not it's Sentinel. So another book I am reading, I actually designed the cover for this. This was one of my very first commission covers, and this is a thickum. This is a thickum. But it is Native Fear by C.F. Page. Talk about, all I've read was the beginning because I wanted to get the vibe for it, and wow. And it's interesting because I was reading these at this, I mean, I still am reading these at the same time, but they kind of have similar vibes. So I put this down for a little bit until I get done with this one to pick this up, because they're written kind of the same, and like it's not exactly the same storyline or anything like that, but they just sounded the same in my head. But this is so good so far. If you really need to just read the very beginning to even the prologue, it is one of the best prologues I've ever read. And I'm not even like saying it because, oh, I designed the cover. No, it was creepy and it was unsettling. And you just, when authors write such horrific stuff in the beginning where you don't know, you're trying to get comfortable in the book, you know, like whose perspective and stuff. And once you start getting comfortable, shit's hitting the fan and you feel uncomfortable because you feel like you're the main character. You don't know what to do, you know, like that uneasiness. So freaking good. Like, blew me away. It honestly did. And I'm telling you, it was so, I don't get scared from books very often, and it freaked me out. It was really unsettling. So I really think this is going to be really scary, and I feel like this is going to be one of my top books this year. I just feel it. And I can't, like, the author is such a good writer, and I already knew like he would be a really good writer because I've corresponded with him for a while now, and just how he writes, it's very proper and stuff, and his writing is just, he's such a good writer. Technically is a good writer. Like, there was a lot of words in here I was like, I don't know what that is. But you should really get this when it comes out. And plus, like, are you kidding me? My favorite type of book, the flop of it all. Okay, this is getting a little X-rated. And this book I started to read and I haven't picked it up. I read like a few chapters and then I started reading other books because I have ADHD, just recently diagnosed, and it makes a lot of sense now with being in 6 books at the same time. But I thought I would give this a shot. A Court of Thorns and Roses. ACOTAR. Look at me, I'm so cool. Yeah. It's about fairies. Yeah, that's it. That's all. If you don't know about this book or this series, how do you not know what this is? And I've tried to read a Sarah J Maas book before. I want to say I don't do fantasy whatsoever, especially if it's high fantasy. I'm like, no, I can't follow. And especially if there's a map in it, I'm screwed. I'm screwed, because this is like, I didn't even realize there was a map in this, because I was like gonna be like, oh, if there's a map, I'm gonna not like it. Crap. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm trying. Because I tried listening to it and I was struggling listening to it, because for some reason fantasy in me listening does not work. And talking about struggling with audiobooks, I tried to listen to Riley Sager's new one about House Across the Lake or something. Child, I don't know what it is about that narrator. It does not click. I listened to, I think, just the intro of it, and I can't do it. I can't, because the main character is supposed to be in her 30s or something, and this person literally sounds like she's in her 70s, and it's so distracting. Like, I'm a visual person in my brain, so the whole time she's reading, I am seeing like the old lady from like Sister Act, the like mean one in the beginning to Whoopi Goldberg, like the boss lady. That's who I'm picturing, and then she's supposed to be in her 30s. Doesn't click. So I gave up on it. I was like, I didn't even really care about the book coming out. I don't care. I don't really like Riley Sager. All of his books are just basic and not interesting. I said it. Anyways, so I gave up on that. I was like, I tried. Okay, now let's do a little mini book haul of some of the stuff I got. I'd like to say thank you to Tim McGregor for lore. This is about mermaids, obviously. That's all I want to know. Yeah. I really like Tim. Tim is such a great guy and great author, and now I have 2 of his books I need to read ASAP. Ooh, I just now noticed there's artwork in it. I love it. But yeah, thank you so much again. I'm going to read this and do a review. Another book I actually bought not because I love this author, but in the Nightworms package we received this author plate, but unfortunately due to like some publication issue or something like that, like I believe the books got lost or something, we only got the author plate, so I bought the book, and it's Sallow Bend by Alan Baxter. I've read Alan's other books from The Gulp, which is also another one of my favorites. I read the first one and the second one. Not normal for me, so I love them. So I can't wait to get into this one. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know. I just know there's a cabin, there's a reflection with a girl in it. That's about it. But yes, there's the author plate. So and I just want to read all the books. So speaking of Nightworms, the 2 books that came were, oh, I got their other book. I don't know what I did with it, but What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I have one of their other books, and all the stuff that came with it. Ugh. This is all Nightworm stuff. It came with a nameplate too, or author plate, which I haven't put in. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I can. But I also bought their Nettle and Bone book. But look at those. Look at the illustrations. Look how beautiful that is. So beautiful. Like the end pages are just... I don't know a whole lot about this. I know it's a little bit of like fantasy horror. I actually attempted to listen to this and it went over my head. Like, oh, I have to read that because I can't just listen passively to it. And then the other book, this was the replacement book to Alan's, and it's Black Tide by Casey Jones. And I believe this takes place in the Pacific Northwest or Oregon coast. I believe this has something to do with like the end of the world. I don't remember. I don't like reading what books are about because yeah. And then one book that I got because it came out and I want to support authors is Reluctant Immortals, Gwendolyn Kist. Don't know anything about it, don't want to know, but I have been eyeing this for a bit. I've been seeing it all over for months, ever since it was first mentioned. This book I have been waiting to get, and I finally was able to, but it's The Rules of the Road by C.B. Jones. Yeah, I've heard great things about this. Well-read Beard, I think he said this was like one of his favorite books last year, I want to say. And it's about all these different people on the road. Different chapters have different perspectives. And yeah, I look forward to reading this. I've had my eye on this also for quite a while. And then this book was actually recommended to me from, I believe, someone on TikTok. And then I want to say Eric Raglan, maybe someone was like, yeah, definitely get that book and read it. Immobility by Brian Evanson. Don't know much about it. Something about dystopian vision. It looks like there's people probably in the snow or something, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see what it's about. I was able to get it, and I'm pretty excited to jump into that. So those are all the books that I'm reading. I plan to read hopefully some more of this. I want to finish this first out of all of them. I would like to finish this. Yeah, just like home. After that, then I'm going to jump back into this one. And actually, I have quite a few ebooks too. Because I've had a lot of people hit me up for reviews. And a lot of them are ebooks. So it's tough for me with the ebooks because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, because I mostly read from my Kindle at night, and I forget what I get on here. So one of the books I actually started is Death is Funny Sometimes by MC August, and it's a short story collection. I read the first story and I'm halfway through the second story, and the first story is cute, or not cute, but it was funny. It's actually really funny so far, about a rundown bar and the locals there have a crazy night. And now I'm on the second one, which is about a movie star who is getting older, so she's getting pushed out of the industry and she's very disgruntled. So I'm curious to see what she's gonna do. But I am also reading a NetGalley book called Influencer Island by Kyle Rutkin. And it's about a guy who is kind of like, but yeah, he's like the street artist that doesn't show his face. No one knows who he is. He's mysterious. That guy. I can't think of his name. It's not Duck. My son. Anyways, he comes up with this viral idea of putting all the like super popular influencers of like Instagram, online and stuff on an island, and then people can go there, just hang out and stuff. So right now I'm still in the beginning. I think I'm like 25% in, and the story is told through like podcast clips and interview clips from different people, and something really bad happened there. It was like a massacre, and there was like one survivor, and you're just trying to figure out what happened. It was right there, the real artist's name, Ipsy. You're probably yelling at the screen right now, and I don't want to Google it. Oh my god. What is it? Not Gypsy, not Gypsy, Bipsy? I'm gonna Google it. Artist, no identity. Wait, street artist. Artist Banksy. God, I hate myself. But yeah, it's like a Banksy-esque type of person, so it's pretty good so far. A couple of people that I know really liked it, so I'm gonna stick with it. But it's one of those things I'm not super invested, so I just like pick it up randomly. But I believe those are the ones I'm reading on here. I was so lucky enough to receive a copy, an e-arc of They Were Here Before Us by Eric LaRocca. I'm so excited. Like I pre-ordered the book because the wrap on it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. That artist is just woo, woo, so good. And I'm most likely gonna love it. Like no pressure, Eric, but I feel like I'm gonna love it. So I got the ebook and I'm excited and I want to read it, but at the same time I'm gonna try to wait a little bit closer because I get excited about something and then that's all I want to talk about, but then I feel like it loses its momentum. So I want to do it closer to when the book goes on sale officially, so to help influence people to hopefully pick up the book if it's pick upable. If I like it, I'll promote. But I feel like I'm going to pee. Are you peeing? Do you need to go pee? I think my son's peeing. Are you peeing? Oh my gosh. Potty training is fun. You gonna change your diaper? You gotta go potty? This is my day all day. You go potty? Okay, let me just knock this out. Let me finish this. Let me finish this first. He's fine. I also received an e-copy from Laura D'Arce's In Absence. It's her latest short story collection, which I'm pretty excited for. And I want to say I received a lot of books, which I really appreciate from people sending to me. Like, absolutely appreciate. I just don't remember which one is like NetGalley and which one isn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna end that there. Anyways, so those are my reading plans. Hopefully get going on these. Hopefully finish these two. Maybe get more into that one, and then I want to get into Native Fear. Like, I've been jonesing to get into that. Oh, and today I finally listed my Stephen King design that I did. My son, you're gonna hear him talk about potty, but it's Pennywise and Stephen King's face all into one, because Stephen King is the brains of Pennywise. I thought it looks pretty cool, and I got my little cutter thing to cut it, so I'm pretty excited. All right, I need to take my son out to go to the potty. Okay, but yeah, these are for sale. They're $5 on Etsy. I need to figure out how to like make my own shop so I don't have to rely so much on Etsy. I hate it, but it is available, and I have about 8 upcoming horror sticker designs coming. They're more generic. They're more generic, like a cat, a witch, a pumpkin, you know, preparing for fall time. So I can't wait. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. But I'm hoping to do these weekly wrap-ups again. I miss being on camera and talking. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you stick around. I hope you subscribe. Give this a like. I appreciate that. This mama would love that. And I will talk to you all later.